This is looking to be one hell of a semifinals for the GPL. This is alright for the GPL 2017 Garena Premier League 2017. I'm Asarai, and here with me now is Vulcan, and we are about to start Game 4, man.
Yeah, we're coming in from Game 3 between Kuala Lumpur Hunters against Gigabyte Marines, and welcome back for Gigabyte Marines. Not to mention, in that third game, we saw how Kuala Lumpur Hunters really, the endurance, they didn't want to give up, and they really did a really good job. But now, we will see in this Game 4, will it be Kuala Lumpur Hunters representing for the finals, or will it be Gigabyte Marines coming back with 2-2 at the same scenario as Mineski?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about it because Kuala Lumpur Hunters have shown that they are actually able to play from any type of situation wherein it's them being, of course, on top and just, kept steamrolling the lead, or coming from a huge deficit and just, getting back on top.
Yeah, and not to mention the always, it would be Optimus to really carry the team, but really, GPL is something you have to watch out for. I mean, we saw how with the Rengar in the first game, and right now Rengar again, we gotta respect that. I hope that this time in the drafting phase, right now, it would be a bit more serious and would be trying to focus this time onto GPL.
Yeah, let's just see if he's gonna be able to get that Rengar back on track. I mean, he has used, I believe, a Graves in the second game, but there's also the point wherein there's a lot of rotations coming out from Gigabyte Marines, and I don't know, after that fiasco with Optimus on the LeBlanc, he has been showing signs of, his prowess, his strength in Game 2 and Game 3.
Obviously, they need to pin down GPL if Gigabyte Marines will have even a hope of making it to the finals, something that Kuala Lumpur Hunters are relying on to GPL right now. In the first banning phase, Kuala Lumpur Hunters on the blue side against Gigabyte Marines on the red side. Opening the ban, it will be a Malzahar and Syndra, but on Gigabyte Marines' side, it would be a Vladimir ban.
So, nothing out of the ordinary there. We have seen Arhenge actually use that frequently. I mean, although it has been losing somewhat to Optimus in the mid lane, I mean, once it gets the itemizations, just because Shiro goes for like a rumble and then he's able to get, or for Arhenge gets that, I think, Abyssal Scepter, it just adds to the damage output, Shiro does.
I mean, with their siege/split composition, they took the shot calling from GPL, and that is why it is so effective for KLH to follow the shot caller and captain GPL, and whereas Gigabyte Marines, they have to focus. They have to pin down GPL if they want to crumble down the team.
Right. GPL's that linchpin player. We can actually see that the previous bans are not gonna allow, that LeBlanc maybe in the second rotation, get it away from the hands of Optimus, just because even though Optimus, kind of flunked out a little bit on the first game, he still got that quadra kill, man. He's still that lethal mid laner. Let's just see how they can actually bring it out. Although,
there it
did have
is.
Slay on that Ziggs.
Opening up the Rengar, it is going to be a high priority pick for the Hunters. And right now, let's see how the Marines are going to respond with a Rengar high prioritized pick. Interestingly, they left the Rengar open again. So, is that a wise choice for the Marines, or was it a perhaps baited attempt for the Hunters?
I think it's both. Like the Marines are probably just gonna be ready already for Shiro. But then if you actually check out their first rotation bans, it's all of the tanks that should be, or sorry, for GPL rather. And then they just took out the tanks that could actually maybe give Shiro or GPL the freedom to, go for the Rengar, hunt in the jungle, keep hunting in the lanes, and do what he did on that first game.
First pick in Rengar can potentially change the lineup of the Marines. They have to be ready with picking around the Rengar and
Lulu's
countering it.
Lulu's still up. Lulu is still available for
Oh
pick.
wow, you were right. Lulu is still available, and right now it would be KLH picking for their second time. We see locking on the return of the support, Camille perhaps. And let's see, will a Lulu be picked up, or will it be banned out in the second phase? We'll see with their last pick in the first phase.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lulu's going to be picked up here by Marines just so that they can counter this composition of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. And they are showing no signs of going anything other than beasts in their roster. Look at that. Rengar, Renekton, all of the champions that we have that has sharp teeth. And I think you're like jittery because you're a Renekton
I'm
player,
such a fan of Shiro's Renekton. I can't hide anymore. I mean, I've seen his Renekton plays, and honestly, it made me wonder, like, how does he do it? And I just realized, okay, I know why he does it, because I'm not him. So the skill level, there's the difference, and there it is. The first phase completed with a Rumble top against a Renekton.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Kuala Lumpur Hunters has already shown that they're going to be using this Camille as the support. I mean, you're definitely not going to use a Renekton for support, so
why not?
It's going to be in the hands of Bipolar, man. So same thing. Possibly a Kalista. All right, there you go. I was going to say possibly the Kalista pick, but then they just ban it out. So I'm thinking like Kuala Lumpur Hunters has this already in their mind, but who are they going to pick? They like banned out the 3 good enough heroes, or champions rather, they can use on that ADC role.
Kalista has been removed for KLH. Let's see.
Maybe a Kennen?
We are now seeing in the second phase of the ban, focus on the marksman. We know that right now in the Season 7 patch 7.6, the utility marksman, let's see, the Virus and the Ashe have been heavily nerfed. But right now we're seeing a return of, let's say, the attack speed oriented heavy hyper carries, let's say, sometimes Twitch. But right now it's hard to build around the Twitch. Looking at their composition, I think it would be an Ashe on Marine's side.
But Ashe is banned out, so that's kind of the weird thing here. So there's a possibility
taking
of
their
Jhin.
time.
There's a possibility of a Jhin. There's a possibility even of a Jinx.
Or a Lucian.
Lucian actually
is still open. For the Hunters or the Marines, we take it in. Let's see. It would be a Zillion ban. We've seen it in Game 3 how the Marines handled it. But right now, let's see how the last ban will determine how the Hunters will pick their last lineup.
Alright, Caitlyn, that's actually a pretty good pick here for Marines. Just because Kuala Lumpur Hunters are going to be all in your face. So having that extra range on your auto attacks.
So I guess the Marines, they didn't ban anyone for the last ban. So that's sort of a strategy in a way, but let's see. The Marines locking in the Caitlyn.
Yeah, could be just, I don't know, a visual bug or something, but we'll just confirm that. So, I'm really thinking it should be a Kennen, maybe even a Jace. I'm not really sure. Maybe an Ahri. Although...
It's very... Oh, there it is. The Lucian. One of the high meta ADCs, one of the top pick. But let's see, what would be the support to complement it? I would recommend... Maybe you call me old-fashioned, it could be a Braum. I mean, the Frostbite will proc really well, but right now, tank ADC, tank supports are having a hard time. It would be Orianna. Sorry, it's a Camille support.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a synergy again between the Hextech Ultimatum with the Calling.
Yeah, actually, this is perfect because I was thinking like if they went for something like an Ahri mid, that would be too much, let's say, assassination potential. But the great thing about this Orianna is the ball delivery system. Put it on the Rengar. When he leaps, just explode with that shockwave, man. I am so excited to see that.
Let's see, on the Marine side, it would be a LeBlanc for Optimus. This is the hover, but obviously this would be the lock-in. 5 seconds left. There it is. Really, this is going to be a really exciting game 4.
I'm just thinking of like explosive early to mid and late game.
Yes, and we just found out that the Gigabyte Marines really didn't ban any champion in their last banning phase, which just goes to show they wanted to keep, let's say, a Caitlyn under their belt. So right now, all champions locked in. Going into Game 4, going to be a bloodbath. Renekton, Rengar, plus the ball strategy on the Kitty, plus the Marines, a Rumble and a Graves jungle. It's going to be the junglers to determine the lane phase.
That's true, and I kind of like this from Kuala Lumpur Hunters because even if you think about it, this Lucian and Camille, I would think, is going to be losing against Caitlyn and Karma just because of the range and the poke. So that would actually force, you know, Caitlyn and the Karma to overextend, and that would be like an opening for Caspiel to gank the bottom lane.
Right now, the pressure would be onto the junglers to deliver the payload
Yeah.
and the balls to engage the fight. So to our viewers out there, who do you think is going to win? Will it be the Hunters securing the victory with a 3-1, or will it be the Marines not going down without a fight for a 2-2? And we would like to thank our major sponsors, Korean Gate, Plantronics, and PLDT.
Yeah, for, of course, you know, giving support to the Garena Premier League. So, what do you think? Like this fourth game, who do you think has an edge in terms of the compositions?
It's really hard to say. I mean, it's going to be up to the junglers, but we've seen the Ranger of KPL in Game 1, but right now it is going to be Game 4, so I don't think the Marines will fall for the same thing they fell for in Game 1. So right now, here is the loading screen ready, and right now, things are looking really good.
Yeah, plus they don't have CO4 on a Callista anymore. That was one of the main things how Kuala Lumpur Hunters got away with KPL, is because they had this threat. So we'll just see when we get back into the fight.
Back into the fight, and here it is, guys. Here it is, guys. Game 4 of match 2. The Kuala Lumpur Hunters on the blue side versus the Gigabyte Marines on the red side, which may be the last game for both teams, for the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, if they secure a victory. And we might drag into Game 5 if the Marines go down without a fight.
Yeah. So let's have a rundown of our teams and players. Once again, Kuala Lumpur Hunters on the top lane is going to be Shiro with a Renekton, Jungle KPL.
Oh boy.
Hold that thought. And back to the rundown. Arhenge gonna be playing on the Oriana, so ball delivery system in order, or primed and ready once they hit that level 6. CO4 gonna be playing the Lucian and Bipolar back at the Camille support.
And right now, Bipolar spotted getting some taps on the back from Archie. There is an engage from Bipolar, running the Strand of the Colossus, and right now CO4 closing in.
CO4 right here on the sidelines going to be connecting that piercing light
boy.
onto two members. Archie very low in HP. There's the Ignite actually being stopped by the heal.
Bump.
Flashes in.
Bump.
Great timing on the Ignite just to bypass the heal from Slay.
Way to bump a wall and give a first blood to the Hunters. That will be in the hands for, oh boy, on CO4. And note that he started with a long sword, and right now with the first blood gold, that is 400. Will help so much in rushing that Cutlass and completing the Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, and wow, that was just pure aggressive invade there by
Oh,
Gigabyte.
look at the torch! I can smell some meat being burned, and right now I'm hit. It turns out, oh wait, Levi
here. Actually engaging onto our hedge,
oh, man.
focusing, and then gonna be forcing him to flash over. So this is GAM pulling out all the stops, and they're just gonna be diving under tower, even going to second tier if that's what it takes to get the kill.
Nerves are getting to the Gigabyte Marines. They were a team so confident getting to this knockout stage, but now they're at a 2-1, fighting for the spot to stay alive. And right now, an engage from Bipolar.
Aggressive engage there, and he actually connecting, even without the Callista.
Man, zoning out Slay, right?
Actually, if you think about it, it's such a good mix-up here, because Lucian can just follow up with a freebie piercing light when Bipolar goes in, and it does have the shield to absorb the damage.
And
so
to add to that, Bipolar, Anna Camille has the hookshot to land, and like what you said, the gap closer is such a great synergy. Not to mention, there is a stun coming from that, but I think Slay will be respecting it and play it a bit safe.
So, you said a while ago, it's all up to the junglers, but Bipolar is showing his fancy leg blades.
The trade and the sustain from Bipolar. He's fearless. Let's say he takes in damage, he doesn't care. He can use the tactical sweep to regenerate just from the minions, because we are on our patch 7.6, not 7.7, where Camille has been heavily nerfed in terms of sustain.
Yeah, though at the same time, of course, GAM's, or rather Gigabyte Marine's bottom lane is not going to be pushed over from that. They still have their range. They still have, of course, some of their CCs.
Optimus and
Levi's
Levi.
actually in the bottom lane. This is going to
For
be a
members. It's going to be a party in the bot lane.
Bipolar is low in HP, but CO4
No
does
ward.
have the heal.
No vision. Let's see.
You have to be very careful. If
There's
they,
a trap.
this is a 5-man gank into the bottom lane. CO4 takes the full brunt of damage.
Hello.
He does use the heal, but there's no support from any members of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. So
Yikes.
he's just going to be clean up house for the Marines, and that's going to be 2-4-0, maybe even a fast bottom tier 1.
I wouldn't say right now it's not just the 5-minute mark. There is still that fortification buff, but with 5 members investing, I don't think it's enough yet, but there is the coming wave. I think they will be rushing this bot lane. Outer turret, securing the first turret, maybe not yet. They're a bit cautious. Let's see.
Yeah. And
I mean, this is the Marines' style in their past comebacks. They do the stages so early. They make their teleports so worth it. And canceling a Shiro's teleport is something they're happy. They'll take it.
yeah, and we haven't actually brushed up on this, but Caitlyn is one of those better champions in terms of the ADC role for the sieging. You have the range and you have the traps. When you can like land or put down 5 Yordle snap traps behind the opposing tower.
Yes, and by
There's nobody who wants to go through that.
yeah, and by doing this, they make the map smaller for their early mid spike damage that the Hunters, in my opinion, cannot even build against just yet. It is just 5 minutes and 45 seconds in the game right now.
Yeah.
Levi saying hello to Bipolar.
Levi trying to run away. There's not a lot of CC that actually going to hit him, so that's a little bit of a welcoming embrace there to Marines as they try to give it a little bit of invade in his own jungle.
There it is. I mean, pretty cute skin right there. But Optimus in the laning phase, still healthy, picked up the double Doran's ring plus the boost of speed. Compared to RH, bit of a defensive itemization. We'll be going for the Negatron clock to build against the Abyssal Scepter, maybe.
Caspiel, I mean, we saw it already on game 1 that he was so aggressive. He got like what, 2-3 kills before he was level 6. But now there isn't really much kills happening for him because Marines have flipped the switch and made their own style.
Yeah. Not to mention the style where Caspiel, looking at the bot lane, they know that 5 members were in the bot lane. Caspiel took the time to nab some resources, and that is showing from the CS of 57 to 18 on a Graves.
Yeah, he's gonna be waiting for that, level 6 rush, but look at that. They engage
On the
onto
hunt!
Optimus. Here comes Caspiel on the hunt indeed. Flashes over. Will they actually chase him into the tower? That's might not be the smartest decision, so they stave off their hand, but still the pressure has been done by KLH. Maybe they can get this mid-tier 1, but I think Levi's gonna say no.
Yeah, that is the rush to level 6, and right now, Levi.
Our hedge does not have any HP. He has to back away.
Not enough mana, so he really has to back away.
Yeah.
So Levi is just level 5. Caspiel is level 6. Despite the Marines pushing the bot lane very early into the game, they do have the advantage of the gold lead, denying the farm for CO4, but they are putting themselves at a disadvantage because CO4 right now, he has the comfort, he has the map for him to really farm at peace. Whereas, let's say on Slay's side, now he has to go to top lane.
Yeah, and that's going to disrupt a little bit the farm of Stark, who is on a CS deficit against Shiro. I think this is like the weird thing. When you actually go for the early sieges, you get an early tower. The problem is you kind of disrupt the laning phase that you don't really have a lane to farm on for your carries if they don't get the kill. So you're left in an awkward spot where you're trying to get the objectives.
Archie!
And he's gonna get bombarded by the beasts.
Double CC!
He does get away with the flash, and Slay is having a party. He gets the 1 kill onto Caspiel. A little bit of too much overcommitment for the Hunters there, and Levi right to the sidelines forces the dominance from the Renekton. He's gonna try to run away, but that's gonna give Slay a double kill already. 2-0-2 on this Caitlyn. You definitely don't want that.
Now with the 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Marines, giving them the room to push the top lane outer turret. Not to mention, I like to see CO4 CS right now. 52 to 71, obviously Slay have the advantage. He did pick up the BF sword, negating the first blood that CO4 had. So the lead is gone, but right now, teleport's coming in.
Both top laners on, well, top lane. So
Equalizer is ready for Stark. Let's see
this
what
is going to be
happens.
the siege, and look at that, the range of the Caitlyn. Slay is just free hitting this without KLH even having a word to counter, or you know, an action to counter this. They have some decent wave clear, but they have to be in melee range to actually deal the damage.
GPL is on the hunt.
He is. This is 4 members though. They have to force something.
Yikes.
That's gonna be an equalizer to push them back.
Wow.
And KLH are too damn aggressive. in
There
this
it is.
one. There's the catch off with the ultimate from the Orianna, but that just made it in KLH to go aggressive and may have even been caught out themselves. Look at that, 3 members
Oh
of
my
KLH down
lord.
already and low in HP.
This is the comeback that the Gigabyte Marines are so known for. Doing all this pressure with Bipolar, just being level 4 on a Camille. Look at the teamwork and the aggression.
Imagine that, like if Optimus was actually in top lane as well, not in the bottom lane. That would have been probably like 2-3 kills even.
Yeah,
Cleanup.
Bipolar cannot even do proper lockdowns. He is just level 5, and the Marines are just abusing this. Right now in the bot lane, we see Optimus rotating.
He's probably
but
just gonna
does.
fast push this and get some CS.
He gets spotted by a ward. Really pressuring CO4. I thought that CO4 would have an advantage because he did get the first blood. He started with a long sword and 3 pots, but that is not the case because the Marines, man, they just deleted that advantage from CO4.
Yeah, with the early game dives, you don't really expect them to actually go 5-man dive into the duo bots territory, but they did, and Fallen for Hunters did not react in time.
That was
They're
very close.
Look how much control Marines have. They're just pushing out, you know, Fallen for Hunters in their own jungle, forcing 4 people to answer just 2 of the Marines.
And the next Drake would be the Cloud Drake. That will tighten the rotations of the Marines. Not to mention, right now the first Drake has not been taken, so it is still up for grabs. If ever the Marines take the Cloud Drake, they'll be hustling all over the map and marching towards the Hunters.
BF Sword plus the Zeal for Slay here. So he's actually in a pretty nice spot. I think he's gonna go for Rune and Circuit early on, just so he can get that, you know, headshot charge faster.
Towards the traps being placed, really immobilizing the Lucian. And right now here is the Camille, still not
just laning up.
yeah, still not yet level 6. Let's see, CF4 has the calling. Caspiel has his ultimate, same with Shiro. It is Bipolar who lacks the utility that the Hunters desperately need to fend off the Marines. And right now, seeing the Summoner spells ready for the Marines, flashes are up for everyone except for the bot lane duo.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I haven't seen KLH use the ball delivery system just yet. I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit dangerous and difficult to manage, but I think that's one versatile way of playing their composition that they might catch, you know, Marines off guard. Definitely if they can get like a 2-man, 3-man shockwave just for the pickoffs, that would be huge. CO4. Alright,
CO4 is having the time of his life in the bot lane, untouched, rushing the Blade of the Ruined King, and not to mention, he is just 1-1, so he is not that far behind. But if ever the Marines are going to contest objectives, the Hunters have to respect and at least counter them. If they take the Cloud Drake, the rotations from the Marines will be just more pressuring.
And now I think this is going to be Marines starting off the Cloud
There it
Drake.
is.
And of course, KLH don't have any vision
No
of this.
wards.
This is just a safe dragon if you think about it, just because they shut the lanes. They know that Optimus is in bottom lane. He's still a threat to CO4, so you know KLH won't really decide to go out of their way to counter one objective if they lose so many of their members.
And we are seeing the new LeBlanc right now. You get the Hextech Revolver, you rush the Hextech Gunblade into a Lich Bane. That's why Optimus is playing the split pushing game. Right now we see the Cutlass, that will be the Hextech Gunblade followed by a Lich Bane, probably, if Optimus will be going for that split push strategy.
Yeah, I remember like before, I think it was during the Pro Gaming series when Mineski TG was still in top lane. He kind of like made quote-unquote famous the top lane LeBlanc that builds the Trinity Force. Some of the things you see. But yeah, it's pretty optimal build. It's scary to go up against the split pushing LeBlanc, especially when you're in a composition that has quite a bit of squishy members here, except maybe for Shiro on the Renekton, but he's not really doing so well on that tanking department with his itemizations as well.
That's because the Marines have been pressuring the bot lane. After that, they went straight to the top lane, knowing that Shiro will be snowballing as a Renekton. So that is a really smart move for the Marines, respecting Shiro's Renekton. But will it be the same thing? They have to be ready. Of course, the effectiveness of the Renekton will go down as time goes by. But there is CO4 with Illusion. They have to keep in mind also Arhedges, Oriana.
Yeah. Props to Marines though. I mean, you can see that they're not doing anything overly aggressive, but it's just enough that they are slowly choking KLH. And while that is happening, they are still getting more farther than them. Look at that, around 3,000 gold lead. Pretty good right now. And I don't think KLH can actually do too much. Arhedge doesn't even have his own, first core item.
And the Runans in the Caitlyn will just make this pushing just as fast. And right now, Optimus really pressuring the bot lane, denying CO4 of the freedom to farm and Bliss in the bot lane.
It's kind of sad that Bipolar's already left CO4, but really, what can he do when trying to help this Lucian?
There it is.
Oh, wait.
Caspiel smells some bait. Let's see on the hunt.
But that fast disengage with the Karma
Teleport.
help. Oh, this is going to be huge. Stark is actually in from the sidelines. He's
There
going to
it
be
is.
able to drop down a
Equalizer is
huge
ready.
equalizer. They actually line up, and that's going to be it. A wall of flame just to stop where KLH is going to be escaping.
Levi.
Here comes Optimus from the sidelines. Shiro, the tankiest member of Call Up for Hunters, will get roasted alive. Ultimate from the Caitlyn gets absorbed by Arhedge and CO4 right on time with the Lucian ult just to maybe stop the aggression. But that was enough. That GAM might result this into 2 towers.
Oh man.
They still want some blood. They're still looking for the tower dives, but I'm just gonna, be content with these 2 towers.
The rotations from the Marines so clean. Like, it is fluid. They know what to do. And the pressure from the equalizer really split the members of the Hunters. We saw that Levi on the Graves, he dealt a lot of damage. But Optimus was still going for the mid lane pressure.
That was true. And the real awkward thing there was all Marines had to do to stop that possible aggression, because they can heal the roar happening. I mean, all they have to do when they hear that roar is group up the RG, let him use his AoE speed boost, and then skadoodle your way out of there.
Right now, the next trick would be the Infernal. Another important trick. We saw how the
Optimus with the really nice rotations. He's
Yes.
very scary. He's all over the map. That's all I have to say.
he knows what to do. He knows the map very well. And let's see.
Bipolar's gonna be forcing
finally hitting
something.
level 6.
Hextech Ultimatum. Caspiel is right here. 2-man delivery system with the shockwave. Not even gonna connect.
Oh.
No chance, Jose. Archie gonna be running here, but Levi gonna be providing some
Slay.
support. Does have that red buff for that
Slay.
extra slow. Slay way out of position, but there is the Rumble ultimate, although Slay not gonna be getting that support in time.
On the hunt.
The 2-4-0 trade, Shiro gonna get shut down here, but Caspiel starting to roar himself back to the kills.
Yeah.
And there you go. He gets himself the 1, and I think Shiro got 2 in the process as well as CO4.
And we saw in the bot lane, Optimus lost to CO4 in terms of dueling. He kept pressuring CO4, pushing against the wall. Let's see the replay in the bot lane. I wonder what happened here. How did Optimus lose against CO4? There it is. There's a slow from the gunblade. The flash! Dodge the burst and the heal for the bait. And not to mention, the minions just tapping the back of Optimus.
That was smart from Optimus, or rather from CO4. Wait, but that wasn't smart from Caspiel.
That was smarter of Optimus.
CO4 used his W on the brush to show Optimus so that he didn't have the ward.
Yeah.
So at least having that W for that slight vision,
And confusion, right?
yeah, would really help him just finalize the kill and not let Optimus get a fraction of a second to get maybe a Sigil Malice off and get that for a 1-for-1 trade.
All right, now in the mid lane, Slay, obviously one of the high priority targets. The Hunters just gobbles him up like a chew toy. And now it's just a matter of awkward transition for Stark. And not to mention the members of the Marines they were spread out all over the map while the hunters were grouping up, or members were grouping up.
Yeah.
So that's why the Marines has to watch out for and respect that Bipolar is now level 8. He does have his ultimate. They abuse the fact that Bipolar was not at 6, but they have to change the flow and how they rotate.
Yeah, but Slay though, man, way out of position. I think he just miscommunicated with his teammates. Levi
The pressure is really
getting
on to the
themselves that
Marines.
Infernal Drake. And even though that was a pretty good clash for the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, the pressure still on from the Marines. They really have to respect this. Marines still in their prime. They have Optimus as such a huge threat. So, you know, don't let yourselves get a little bit too, I guess, comfortable. They're still respecting it. Marines have somewhat of a, how do you say this, like a hole in this game. For the meantime.
Yes, it will be closing into the 20-minute mark with the Baron being live. And the next Drake is the Cloud Drake. Will help the Marines rotate more around the map, pressuring the Hunters against the wall. But let's see how it's going to turn out with the Baron at stake. So they have to change the way they flow around the map. But that's not the same case for Optimus. He is very aggressive.
Oh, wow. Gonna be the Rumble ultimate. Caitlyn as well being absorbed by Bipolar, but look at the damage being dealt by Shiro, or rather by Stark, just with the Leandry's Torment. Glorious Torment.
2 ultimates down for the Marines, whereas the teleports are both up for Shiro and Stark. If ever a fight does look ugly, let's say in the bottom lane, Shiro is bending up the waves of from Optimus. If ever a fight does break out, Shiro would be the first one to respond, whereas Optimus, he has to walk away. So, is this a right move for the Marines?
I think it's a fine move for the Marines, because if you think about it, if they force the hand of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, Shiro's the only one who's going to be able to frontline for them. And when he actually teleports, all Optimus has to do is do a 2-hit combo, and there's not really any items for Shiro to, you know, absorb that and like say, meh, it didn't do any damage. When he gets into the fight, he's going to be like 140 HP, and this is going to be an awkward situation wherein the Renekton has little to no resistance to the damage output that the other members of GAM might have on that fight. So, I don't know, this still might be in favor of Marines, even though Shiro does have that teleport to get back into the fight with Kuala Lumpur Hunters faster than, you know, Optimus has.
Yes, of course. Look at that. I mean, yeah, it's obvious that the Marines were really...
Bipolar, so aggressive, looking for that Hex stack, and they do connect the ultimate from RH, but was that enough? That's the 1-for-1.
Slay just soaking it up.
Still looking for one. Ultimate from the Caitlyn, but here into the bottom lane, Shiro's getting roasted alive by Stark. The Dominus not even gonna have any
outplay! Call the Big!
Oh,
run
no! Almost! The outplay almost by Shiro, but not enough HP. Call the Meek. Not enough return on the health there.
So that's going
I thought it was gonna die.
Wow, the clutch from the sustain from the Call of the Mick is something you cannot underestimate when you have a 50 Fury Bar left on the Renekton. So Stark just making it alive barely, and now looking at the kill score, it is 7-9, and the gold lead is in favor of the Marines. 4,500 gold lead. Really, that's a huge lead in terms of defensiveness.
This is the really bad thing that I've seen from the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. RH has not yet done a good shockwave. Like before, they had at least CO4 on the Callista to set up for Bipolar, but then the strategy, what it looks like right now, is Bipolar is just going to force himself in, and then when it gets someone with that Hextech ultimatum, RH will start to use his shockwave. The problem is, Hextech ultimatum pushes people that's not the target out. He's going to try to run away. Caspiel is trying to hunt, but will this beast, the predator, get the prey? No, right.
And going back to what you said, I mean, we've seen the RH. Really, just one man ultimate on the shockwave is not something very satisfying.
It's either one man or no man at all. So
no man's land.
So it's very non-value ultimate for KLH as of this moment.
If it works, it works. If you get what you want, it works.
Maybe he gets that one good ultimate. Maybe that's the way that KLH will come back in this. But unless that happens, I'm not seeing Marines being thwarted anytime soon.
Yeah, right now the Marines are not getting the momentum they need in their late game phase right now. So I think what they have to do is really just adjust the flow of the game. What happened? Why is their momentum not the same thing they had in early phase? They don't know that Bipolar is catching up in EXP.
It's true. And our hedge not on a Vladimir. I guess that's the other thing about it. He has to like run and wait for his ball to actually get into the bind. At least when he was on the Vladimir, he could just drop the Hemo Plague and then dish out all of his other AoE and then his K. But now he has to like wait or has to actually initiate a good setup. Like before, it was only supposed to be, you know, CO4 throwing Bipolar and then Caspiel follows up and then Bipolar uses the Hex Ultimatum. That's a pickoff and then they just, you know, keep dishing out the damage. It's not happening right now. And again, it's just because of, I guess, like this awkward type of pickoffs and then as well as the awkward usage of the ultimates. And that's another R-Hedge miss on the Shockwave. And it looks like Sam is all, or GAM is all here.
Whoa!
The one pickoff by Levy and R-Hedge way out of position, way overextended. And
the snow melting for R-Hedge.
Yeah.
That would be a kill for Stark. That's what you said, I guess. R-Hedge was not on
Baron
point.
is ready
I mean,
for the taking.
yeah, Baron is ready for the taking, but going back to the team fight,
Yeah.
we saw that Optimus was very in kill range, but I don't think it was R-Hedge's miscalculation for missing the ultimate. It was the flash. I guess he didn't calculate the flash.
Could be.
Could be. Let's see.
Yeah, or you know, just the they were meeting up in the top lane and then they just tried to follow up. They kind of forced it and the timing was a little bit off.
The Hunters right now are getting so impatient. When it shouldn't be the case for the Marines, it's solid enough for the team to push. That's the mistake where it arises. I mean, right now the Hunters, what should they do? They have 1 turret. The Marines have 5 turrets. Why are they forcing fights where instead they should just start pushing, take control of the map? They just turned that Clash win into a turret kill. So it's not something that's favorable. And right now Caspiel gets
so hungry for the kills.
Oh, Optimus.
All right, so if we're gonna think about this in a way wherein Caspiel is the IGL, he's the shot caller for KLH, and he's gonna say, "All right, guys, feed me kills, and I will carry you. If you don't, kappa kappa, we get no wins."
Right now.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that it just feels like that's the mindset, but I don't know.
It's like
because he's forcing so much, and then it looks like Caspiel's gonna be the initiator, and then he's like, "Guys, try to follow up for me so I can get kills for myself."
It's like, send me kills. That's what Caspiel is asking for from his teammates. And a ranker as a shot caller and an initiator means getting a kill, not into objective, because what would they want for? They want to pick up. They want to snowball right now. They want to catch up in gold deficits. And the gold deficit right now is nearing 7,000. So just goes to show what is Caspiel trying to do. Get some pickups for his team and catch up in terms of the bounty.
Yeah. It's just really interesting that
Yeah.
you know Caspiel hasn't really transformed any of his kills.
Yeah. Also, he focuses on Optimus, which, in my opinion, he is so slippery because that is a LeBlanc. Why not go for Levi, Stark, or Slay? That's in really low mobility champions. That's easier to pick off. Maybe it's for his Bone Tooth passive. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just his urge. If he sees something pretty, he wants to destroy it. Like on the streets when you see a cute dog, you just want to step on it. And right now, on the hunt, Caspiel.
Speaking of stepping on it, here's another engage. Maybe the Hunter's going to be forcing another one.
Zone is ready for Optimus.
Into
though.
the bottom lane. Look at the HP of Shiro just depleting from Optimus. He already even packed up his Dominus. Caspiel rooted in. There's the damage.
Away.
Rumble ultimate just to burn this Rengar, forcing out the heal. And who's going to body block the Kate ult? That's going to be CO4. But you can see that Marines have full control. And here comes Optimus for the cleanup duty. And just a little bit
Really
of damage.
close call for Shiro and Caspiel. And the next trick would be the Infernal. Oh boy, that's something the Hunters cannot lose. Or else that would be 2 Infernals for the Gigabyte Marines. Something that you do not want to give on a Graves, on a LeBlanc. Plus, not to mention Stark on a Rumble.
Yeah. Wardings for GAM here.
Pressure is really on bot
yeah.
lane.
Focused more on that Baron, so maybe one pickup to the bottom lane that'll signal the other members of Marines or GAM to actually just get this Baron and start putting the nails on the coffin.
No,
actually,
here he comes,
getting
Levi.
quite a bit of damage.
Still on
from
the
Shiro.
Optimus.
He still doesn't have the dominance.
No,
so,
it's on cooldown.
Yeah, it's on cooldown. And he
Bipolar.
will be taken down. Bipolar being dove here by Levi and
Slay.
Slay as well. And Archie. The party's all here. GAM's here for pushing.
And Archie is...
Caspiel once more, but
we can't even get near it. Just being laid all over the turret area. Let's see, Optimus taking so many turret hits. But the turret does get taken down. And right now, we can see in the top lane, Stark does have his teleport ready.
yeah. Caspiel once more using his ultimate there. I really thought that like Arhedge was right around the side maybe for a setup, but he was on top clearing the wave. Hopefully actually trying to get that top tier 1, but to no avail. And with that, take into the bot tier 2, we are seeing a 8,000 gold lead for the side of the Gigabyte Marines.
And Caspiel trying his best to fight back the advance of the Marines. But the battle right now should be focused on the Infernal Drake. They cannot lose this to the Marines.
True that. The damage would just be too great from Optimus. Right now he's such a huge assassin threat that KLH have to keep their eyes wide open just to spot out Optimus because he has been everywhere. I mean, yeah, he hasn't got any kills in the mid, even though Marines have pushed or have engaged, but he is always there. If he can find someone straggler, he will get taken down, but...
Yeah, just from that play, this is the difference between the Marines and the Hunters. Yeah, the Marines is just this veteran team who have seen this type of play, this pattern, and that's why there's such a huge difference in terms of strategy. But right now, Caspiel scouting out the members of the Marines. The Baron is live, and the Drake will be live in less than 1 minute and 20 seconds. And going back to what I said, the Marines, every time they get an opportunity, they milk it. And when they milk it so hard and good, and that's why they're able to monopolize and capitalize on their lead. And right now, here's the flag from Stark!
Huge Rumble ultimate there, forcing out KLH into a very awkward positioning.
No!
There's the 1 kill onto Arhedge. They did actually force the members of KLH to flash over the wall, and GAM caught themselves 2 kills for no contestment at all from the Hunters.
And Arhedge, he did have to guard his Angel, but they're not even too much. And right now, Baron in the hands of the Marines, and next would be the Infernal. Why not? It would be such a huge favor for the Marines. Coming back from 2-0 now at 2-1. We might see a Game 5 in this best of 5 series, and this is why I love about the new GPL format. Right now, not anymore the best of 3, it's the best of 5. Testing the endurance, the spirit of each team.
Show your mettle in the fights. Best of 3, best of 5 drawn out fight format. And the other thing, rather, let's go back into that clash. The real thing was like when they saw Stark, they panicked.
Yeah, they couldn't even win.
Yeah.
They started a fight, they couldn't win again. Now it's a Baron. What is next? Maybe a Nexus. We'll never know. And Fallen for Hunters have to respect when they start a fight. Make sure they're the ones who can end it and close it early.
It actually could be Optimus.
He can't get away!
He cannot get away, but he has the Sonya's hourglass.
Countering the ultimate!
So much shield coming in. And Arhedge, once again, the fail onto the shockwave.
It did land on the champion though, except that champion was fake. But right now, Stark in the top lane.
Shiro, way out of position there. Huge rumble coming in from Stark. Right at the edge, but Shiro, his teleport did not amount to anything for the Hunter's side.
Yeah, Caspiel was just like beside the equalizer, seeing it burn, he was like, meh, he's still gonna recall. Didn't even touch him. So right now, Shiro is down again. Bipolar is down for 50 seconds.
Still a Baron for GAM here as well. They're gonna be starting to knock onto the base of the Hunters. Mid inhibitor definitely
I don't think they're knocking. They have a hammer and they're just hammering down. They don't even need to knock. Even if the Hunters will not allow them to go in, they say, meh, we don't care. We're just going to barge in, kick the door down. And right now, 7-16 in the score. 34 minutes of the game. Infernal transition right now for the Marines.
And Optimus starting it off. Where do you think, like, if you like Optimus with his itemization solo and Dragon?
It's very defensive, actually, in my opinion. I thought he would go for the Lich Mage for the split pushing, but the Zonias just to counter the
X-Tech
ultimate from Bipolar.
Makes
Nice
sense.
debate, very satisfying.
Yeah, makes sense. So that he can, well, he can't get away, but at least he can outlast the ultimate, so he can be able to dash.
Yeah, and
from
right now,
that.
Shiro, who in the past few days couldn't even touch that champion, the Renekton, right now 2-7. Pretty sad. I mean, we've seen in the previous group stages he did use the Renekton Bay, but right now he's get to use it in the semifinals, but it's not working so well. We see that Stark still no death and
7 deaths for Shiro.
yes, that's something you have to watch out for. When your team's key players who has been rallying your team is like
Oh, the damage onto Bipolars! Pretty insane. I mean, they used the ultimate of Slay, but Caitlyn with the ultimate, not too important as long as she can hit the shots or her auto attacks. Last inhibitor for KLH.
Oh man, pressure's on!
And this is
Our
it.
hedge!
The damage being dealt by Stark is so immense. Caspiel is burning like a like a kebab. My goodness, the damage. Optimus
And
silence
Optimus.
dashes in, gets the kill.
Shiro!
It's gonna be Slay.
Left
Shiro,
alone.
Dominus activated
Oh,
under his own base, healing. Not gonna be enough. Redemption just for style points. And we are going to Game 5.
Game 5 for the Marines for securing their victory, and the endurance and the spirit not giving up just yet will carry the Hunters and drag them to Game 5 of the semi-finals.
Ending Game 4 with a 15,000 gold lead.
Yikes.
I mean,
Wait, 15,000?
yeah, 15,000. 55,000. They have 55,000, and then Gigabyte Marines had 70.
Yikes.
Yeah,
So,
right?
wow. It was just from the bot lane pressure, I bet. That started the landslide effect all throughout the map.
What did you think? Like, was the real, I guess, downside there, or the downfall of Kuala Lumpur Hunters? How they didn't, get their mojo going, so to speak.
I think, in my opinion, that the Hunters, they start fights where they can't even finish. They can't even win. And if ever Caspiel does start a fight, it doesn't transition to an objective. Let's say a Baron or a Dragon or a turret, in fact. When the Hunters start a fight, it's the Marines who end it for them. And from that fight, they transition it to a Baron or a turret, even an inhibitor. We saw how in the, let's say, in the bot side, red side, they did lose the fight, and that's why they lost the first inhibitor, and next was the top lane. It just landslided, with the Marines really out-rotating the Hunters.
Yeah, I think for me it was just Gigabyte Marines with that aggressive dive into the bottom lane. Nobody adjusted to that, and then at the same time, even way before the game started, the drafting phase was really awkward. Bipolar was on a Camille, but then the second rotation of Gigabyte Marines banned out the Callista, so I think like Kuala Lumpur Hunters had kind of overshot what they were looking at and didn't anticipate that the Callista would be banned.
And wow, what a game it was, with the Marines winning this Game 4 with a 2-2 and carrying it until Game 5 for the best of 5 series of the semifinals of the Garena Premier League Spring 2017. We have been your shotcasters for Game 4. I am Vulcan, and joining with me was my co-caster, Asarai. We'll be back after a short break, 15-minute break, after the highlights to show you the last game, which will determine who will be heading to the finals.
Yikes!
Left eye.
Here comes Optimus from the sidelines. Shiro, the tankiest member of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, will get roasted alive. Ultimate from the Caitlyn gets absorbed by R-Hedge and CO4 right on time with the Lucian ult just to maybe stop the aggression, but that was enough. That GAM might result this into 2 pickups by Levy, and R-Hedge way out of position, way overextended.
The
And
snow melting for R-Hedge. That would be a kill for Stark. And right now, here's the flag from Stark.
huge Rumble ultimate there, forcing out KLH into a very awkward positioning.
No!
There's the 1 kill onto R-Hedge. They did
Oh!
actually blast the inhibitor for KLH.
Oh man, pressure's on.
And this is
R-Hedge! damage!
The damage being dealt by Stark is so immense. Caspiel is burning like a like a kebab. My goodness, the damage. Optimus
And
Silence
Optimus
dashes in, gets the kill.
Shiro!
It's gonna be Slay.
Left
Shiro,
alone.
Dominus activated
Oh, boy!
under his own base, healing. Not gonna be enough. Redemption just for style points. And we are going to Game 5.
Game 5 for the Marines for securing their victory, and the endurance and the spirit not giving up just yet will carry the Hunters